Good morning, dear students. Welcome to the world of William Shakespeare and his Sonnet 130. In your PU second year PUC, you have read one of his famous poems, Romeo and Juliet, right? Or forgotten? Okay, Shakespeare, he is a very famous dramatist, that is playwright, sonneteer, poet. And though he has written dramas, poems, sonnets during 16th century, still they were relevant in this period, at this current period, especially the theme of his dramas or the ideas, thoughts which he has conveyed in his dramas or maybe poems or sonnets, that is in his works, they are applicable even in this present period in one way or the another way. That is the greatness, that is the uniqueness of William Shakespeare. Though he has written his dramas or works during 16th century, but the themes, ideas, or the whatever message, they are all relevant, even they are all applicable even at present period, even at current period. That is really the greatness of William Shakespeare. Okay, next we will come to that his life and career. We will have, that is a brief information of his life and career. He was born on April 23rd, 1564 at Stratford-upon-Avon. And a very interesting point about his formal education, only up to the age of 14 he was able to receive the formal education. That is, he was not a university scholar. Scholar means a person who studies an academic subject. Here, this William Shakespeare, recognized or considered, identified as a very famous dramatist, a very famous poet and sonneteer, but his formal education, it was only up to the age of 14. That is, he was not able to go to the college, university, and he didn't obtain any degree by attending a college or university. That is, he failed to receive the formal education. Though he was not able to receive formal education, still he has been recognized because of his great works, poems. He has been recognized as a very famous playwright and sonneteer. And one more, that is also the greatness, the uniqueness of William Shakespeare. And next, one more interesting point of William Shakespeare. Of course, he has written many dramas, but the main influence, the main source of influence for him, it was mainly by the nature and people of his surrounding. His great source of influence, mainly from his that is nature and the people of his surrounding. And next, when we come to come to the how did he begin his career as a playwright, that is very interesting. That is also very interesting. Giving up his education at the age of 14 to take care of his family, he moved to London in search of some job to get some, to earn the money, to earn some income. So there in that London, first he joined drama theatre. So during those period, drama theatres, they were the main source of entertainment. Drama theatres mainly, that is in during Jatra, Marikamba Jatra also, we do have those Nataka company. You might have heard about, you might have seen, that is all those Nataka company, Shirsi Jatreli Nataka company Baratala, that is mainly drama theatres. And during 16th century, drama theatres, they were the main source of entertainment. Those people, they hadn't any film theaters, televisions, mobiles, nothing. Main source of entertainment, mainly the drama theaters. So that is he when he came to London in search of some job to earn the money, and there he joined that stepped to that drama theater. First he was given a job, or first he was appointed as a housekeeper. Housekeeper means many rich audience who used to come to the drama theater as the audience to watch the dramas. Usually they used to come to the drama theaters by horse, and William Shakespeare, he was given the job to take care of the horses of these rich people who were the audience of the drama theater. So first he has started his career mainly in London, mainly as a housekeeper. Later he was promoted as a gatekeeper, and when he was given the job of gatekeeper, really it was a very great turning point in his life, mainly because as a gatekeeper he got the chance to observe, to watch the dramas very clearly, very keenly. Not only the dramas, that is dramas in the sense the action of the actors, their expression, their mannerism, all those things, and more than that, mainly he got the chance to observe the mentality of the audience. Actually, whenever a drama has to be successful, who play very important role? Mainly the audience. So he was able to watch or observe the mentality of the audience, the likings, dislikings, and what to really they want, and what will be very impressive for them, which variety of drama, which variety of action will be very effective. So he was able to observe all those things mainly as a gatekeeper, and also the expression and action of mannerism of all the actors. Later he was promoted as an actor. Actor mainly whenever some actor he was absent, whenever he failed to do certain role in that scene, maybe due to certain personal problem, during that period, that is whenever some person, whenever some actor he was absent to the that particular drama due to some that personal reason, in that case only, in the beginning, Shakespeare he was given a chance to play that particular role. Later, realizing his talent as an actor, okay, later he was given the chance to do some role, but not to do the or play the main role, leading role, but mainly as a side actor. So once again, as an actor, he got the chance to observe the audience, and also all the that is and also that action and all those things. Thus that is with the help of all these things, he started his career as a housekeeper, next as a gatekeeper, next as an actor. But his talent, mainly to his, he had the talent, the talent, it was hiding in him. The hidden talent, it was only to be a dramatist. So he wanted to write something. He wanted his dramas, he wanted to write the dramas, those dramas to be his, according to him, his dramas to be enacted on the stage. His main intention, his main purpose of writing the dramas, not to not to be read by the readers, but mainly to be enacted on the stage. So his main intention, his main hidden interest, mainly to write the dramas and which should be enacted on the stage. Thus, with all these things, step by step, enjoying every promotion, later he had become a very successful, famous dramatist and also poet. And When we come to the point about his works, about the dramas, poems written by William Shakespeare. Of course, he has written 37 dramas. Once again, the greatness, the uniqueness of William Shakespeare, though he has written 37 dramas, he has written all varieties of dramas. He didn't restrict himself to any one particular variety. Like certain writers, certain dramatists, they do write only comedies or mainly the tragedies, or mainly they do focus only to the historical dramas or psychological dramas. But here William Shakespeare, he has written all varieties of dramas. 37 dramas include all types of, all patterns of, all varieties of dramas, like historical dramas like Henry IV, Richard II, comedies, tragedies, tragic comedies, psychological tragedies. That is when we come to his dramas, Much Ado About Nothing and Midsummer Night's Dream, The Merchant of Venice, Winter's Tale, Romeo Juliet, very famous one. In the same way, William Shakespeare, though he has written all varieties of dramas, he had become very famous mainly by writing the psychological tragedies, especially by writing those main dramas like King Lear. So, in the while giving the introduction of syllabus itself, I have already discussed these 3 points. His psychological dramas, King Lear, the psychology of a person who is in his 80s, the mental stress, the mental agony, the suffering, mental suffering of a person who is in his 80s, very beautifully has been explained in his drama King Lear. And Macbeth, the dilemma or the person, the dilemma, the confusion of a person who commits that what we say, crime, a criminal culprit, his mental condition. Once again, his psychology of a criminal has been very beautifully explained in his drama Macbeth. And one more is Hamlet. That Hamlet hero, the main hero, his name Hamlet only, he suffers mainly from that dilemma, confusion, to do, not to do. Shall I go or not to go? So, shall I do or not to do? So, in that confusion, so a person who is, that is the different nature of human beings have been very beautifully explained, depicted in his, especially in his psychological dramas. In the same way, he also has written 154 sonnets and 2 long narrative poems. Okay, next we will come to the discussion of sonnet. Since we are going to study his sonnet 130, let's have a brief introduction, brief knowledge of sonnet. And this sonnet, it is really Italian in its origin and has been derived from the Italian word sonetto. Sonetto means a single idea, single thought expressed in one stanza. Since it is Italian in its origin, in Italy we have main 2 famous sonneteers. One is Petrarch and Dante. But our English literature or our English poets, they have been influenced mainly by Petrarchan sonnet or Petrarchan style of sonnet. Sonnets written by famous Petrarch. So this Petrarchan sonnet, it was introduced to English literature by Thomas Watt. But Thomas Watt, he introduced Petrarchan sonnet as it is. He didn't bring any change. He didn't modify Petrarchan sonnet. He introduced it as it is. And next, one more very important English poet, Henry Howard or the Earl of Surrey. He also introduced Petrarchan sonnet to English literature, but with a little modification, with a little changes. He introduced Petrarchan sonnet with a little changes, with a little modification, alteration, and that sonnet introduced to English literature by Henry Howard, that is the Earl of Surrey, mainly known as English sonnet, Shakespearean sonnet, Elizabethan sonnet. Shakespearean sonnet mainly because Shakespeare, he has written all his 154 sonnets in that pattern only, introduced by Henry Howard or the Earl of Surrey. Okay, sonnet, it mainly that is consists of mainly consists of 1 minute. Okay. When we come to the structure of a sonnet consists of mainly 14 lines, and we have three varieties of sonnet. First one is Petrarchan sonnet, and the second one is Shakespearean sonnet, or now which is also known as Elizabethan sonnet and also as English sonnet. And next one is Petrarchan, Spenserian sonnet. So, okay, thank you. And in the next class, we will discuss Petrarchan sonnet, Shakespearean sonnet, Spenserian sonnet in detail. And also, we will start the poem sonnet 130. Meanwhile, try to collect the poem sonnet 130, and I also will send the photo of that sonnet to you all. Okay, thank you. Take care.